Much has been written in the past century about central planning. And central planning of cities, central planning of economies, central planning of the global connections between countries, trade, etc., etc. There's this noble idea that we can somehow design a better world by coming up with a grand plan. It used to be called in the 17th or 18th century a grand unified theory. It's not something that's possible. It's like a perpetual motion machine. Humanity cannot be reduced to a simple plan. So why do we persist with the myth that you can plan a city out to its nth degree and make it perfect and design it? The result of this is Le Corbusier towers, Stalinist architecture, and to a lesser extent the sins of designing to punish, as I like to call it. Now, one of the interesting things that's happened in Melbourne recently is design of tram stops. What they do is they put concrete barriers up at the end of tram stops to prevent people walking. So, does that stop people walking? Not really. What everybody does is walk around the concrete barrier and onto the road, because there's only one exit. And what you have to do to get out of the tram stop is you have to walk up the road, then down the road again. All the buildings are on the other side of the tram stop, so what that means is you have to walk around. They've done this in all the new tram stops, and they're reducing the amenity of the tram stop system. They're also decreasing the risk of safety, because basically if you're in a hurry you have to actually break the road rules to actually cross the road. People do it every day. So it's not such a problem when somebody who's paying attention does that, but perhaps someone who's not paying attention does it, and suddenly it's an issue. So designing to punish behaviour or change behaviour is not something I'm a huge fan of, obviously. And it reeks to me of central planning and the idea that we can somehow control people by design. I don't think design should be employed to manipulate or control people. I think design should be employed to create better outcomes, but not manipulate and control. So that's something interesting to think about. Does central planning work? I can't see any evidence that it does. I can see evidence that a plan works, such as the Hoddle grid in Melbourne, but not an evidence of a central planning working. On the other hand, the other question would be, does design to punish work? I don't think so. I tend to believe in the better angels of human nature that design can work better to create better outcomes and encourage or incentivize. So a more positive view, or more inclusive view, not so much that design should punish bad behaviour, which seems to be something that's flowing through the thoughts of City Hall here in Melbourne. Well, keep innovating, and I'll talk to you soon.